You've been told that life gets clearer as you age, but what if that's not always true? What if some things make even less sense the older you get? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share might change how you see life after 60. Most of us spend decades thinking that when we reach a certain age, things will finally make sense. But here's the real truth: some things only get more confusing with time. And I'm not talking about technology or the latest trends. I'm talking about the things that truly matter: values, purpose, relationships, and inner peace. In this video, I'm breaking down the 5 things that just don't make sense after 60 and what you can do to find real clarity and peace in this stage of life. We think that getting older will bring wisdom and answers. We imagine that one day we'll wake up and suddenly understand life's mysteries, but instead, we find that some questions only get bigger. We face situations that test our patience, values that no longer fit, relationships that feel different, and a world that seems to be moving in the opposite direction. At this age, many people start questioning everything: what they work so hard for, what they believe in, even what brings them peace. And here's the challenge: finding clarity in these later years isn't as easy as people say. It takes courage, a willingness to change, and sometimes a little guidance. That's what I'm here to talk about today. 1. Time and purpose. When you reach 60, time changes. It's no longer that endless river you had in your 20s. Now you feel every second passing, every minute ticking. There's an urgency that wasn't there before. And with this shift, the question rises to the surface: what's all this time for? In our younger years, we're so busy building careers, raising families, chasing goals. Our lives are a list of to-dos, each checkbox marking our progress. Every achievement feels like a win, a reason to keep going. But as the years pass, those external markers, the promotions, the goals start to fade. They lose their shine. The question is no longer about doing, but about meaning, about purpose. So many people reach this age and feel lost. They've worked hard all their lives, but now, with more time behind them than ahead, they start to wonder if it's not about career and accomplishments. Then what is it about? What do I do with the time I have left? The challenge here is big, because for the first time you have to look inward. You can't just rely on external goals or expectations. This stage of life requires something more. It demands you understand yourself, that you figure out what truly moves you. Some find this daunting. They've spent their lives serving others, building for others, achieving for others, but now, with the spotlight on themselves, they struggle. They wonder if they even know who they are. And that's the heart of this stage: rediscovering yourself. Finding purpose after 60 is about peeling back the layers, the labels you've collected over the years. Maybe you were a parent, a professional, a friend. But who are you without those labels? This time in life asks you to answer that. And here's where it gets real. You may have to let go. Let go of the things that used to define you. Let go of the expectations you had for yourself and the ones others had for you. This isn't easy. Letting go is tough, especially when you spent decades building a life. But to move forward, to find true purpose, you have to. What moves you? What fills you up? These are questions you might not have had the luxury of asking before. You were too busy, too focused on what needed to be done. But now you have the time. And that time can be a gift if you use it wisely. Purpose doesn't always mean grand plans or big dreams. Sometimes it's small. Purpose can be in the little moments, in the quiet tasks. Maybe it's learning something new, or maybe it's giving back in a way you hadn't before. Purpose can be a daily commitment to live with gratitude, to be present, to love the life you've built. It's easy to feel that purpose must be something big, something bold. But don't let the world define your purpose. At this stage, you get to decide. You get to shape what purpose looks like for you. This time in your life is precious. Don't waste it wishing for the past or fretting over the future. Be here. Embrace the unknown. It may feel strange, uncomfortable even, but this is where real growth happens. This is where you find who you are, not who you were told to be. Remember, purpose isn't a destination. It's a journey, one that unfolds day by day. With each step, you discover more of what truly matters. And when you live with that in mind, time becomes less about quantity and more about quality. Each moment, each breath holds a purpose, if you're willing to see it. 3. Success and achievement. When you're young, success feels like a race. It's all about winning, about what you have, what you achieve, who notices. You chase things like titles, money, recognition. You're always looking forward, always asking what's next. But when you reach 60, those measurements start to change. They don't hold the same weight anymore. You look back and wonder, did I chase the right things? Many people find themselves asking this. They wonder if they spent decades chasing something that doesn't really matter. And it's okay to ask these questions. In fact, it's necessary. Because this stage of life is about redefining success on your own terms. And that can feel strange, even scary. You've spent years hearing what success should look like. The world has a picture of success, and for a long time, you followed it. But the world doesn't get to define your life, not anymore. At this point, success should be personal. It's no longer about meeting someone else's expectations or proving anything to anyone. It's about living in a way that feels true to you. So, what does success mean to you now? Maybe it's peace, waking up without stress, without that need to compete. Or maybe it's health, being able to walk, breathe, live each day without pain. Maybe it's family, spending time with people who make you feel alive, people who matter. Or maybe it's just enjoying each day, appreciating what you have. Success doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need to come with applause or trophies. Real success is quiet. It's the feeling you get when you look around and realize you don't need anything else. You don't need more. You have enough. And that feeling contentment, that's priceless. It takes courage to let go of the old definitions, to stop listening to the world's version of success. The world will keep pushing ideas at you that success is wealth, that it's fame, that it's power. But the world is loud. And you have to be brave enough to tune it out. Your version of success may not look flashy. It might not turn heads. But if it brings you peace, if it feels real to you, that's all that matters. It's yours. It's true. It's hard to get here, to strip away what you've been taught, to question what you've always believed. But when you do, there's freedom in it. You no longer chase what doesn't serve you. You let go of the need to impress. You live for yourself and for those you love. You start to live with purpose, not just for the sake of doing. This isn't easy work. It takes time. You have to look in the mirror and be honest. You have to admit to yourself what truly matters and what doesn't. And sometimes you'll need to let go of things you once thought were important. That's okay. Life isn't about holding on to old definitions. It's about growth, about learning, about adapting. Success isn't a finish line, it's a journey. And the definition changes as you go. When you're 20, it might be career. At 40, it could be family. And at 60, it's often peace. Each stage has its own meaning, its own value. So don't be afraid to redefine success for yourself. Don't be afraid to make it something simple, something quiet. Because in the end, success isn't about what others see. It's about what you feel. And when you find your own version of success, you'll know it. It will feel like coming home. 4. Health and mortality. This is the tough part. Health, mortality. These aren't easy subjects, but they're real. When you're young, you don't think much about these things. Your body works, it does what you need it to do. You don't feel the weight of time. But as you get older, things change. Your body starts to show signs of wear. Maybe you can't move the way you used to. Maybe there's a health scare, a diagnosis. And for the first time, you're faced with a truth that's hard to ignore. Life is finite. You won't be here forever. It's a sobering thought. A lot of people don't like to face it. They try to ignore it, push it away. But the reality is there, whether you want to see it or not. And facing that reality, while difficult, can also be powerful. Acknowledging mortality isn't a death sentence. It's a wake-up call. It's a reminder to live fully, to use each day wisely. This stage of life isn't about fearing the end, it's about making the most of the time you have. Health becomes a priority. When you're young, you might have taken it for granted, but now you see it for what it is, a gift. Your body, your health, it's precious. It's not something to ignore or abuse. Taking care of yourself isn't just about living longer, it's about living better. This is a time to cherish your body, to treat it with respect. Exercise, eat well, get rest. These aren't just things to check off a list, they're acts of love for yourself. Every day you care for your health, you're giving yourself the chance to live fully, to be present. And don't let fear take over. Yes, aging comes with challenges, it brings limitations, but it also brings wisdom, perspective, clarity. It teaches you what truly matters. And when you know what matters, you can focus on those things and let go of the rest. Letting go of unnecessary worries, fears, anxieties, that's freedom. You realize that a lot of the things you stressed over don't actually matter. They never did. They were distractions, noise, but now with a clearer view, you see what's important. Focus on what you can control. You can't stop time, but you control your mindset, your habits, your actions. You can choose to live with intention. You can choose to make each day count, to do things that fill you with peace and purpose. Life is a gift and every day is an opportunity. So embrace each one. Don't let the fear of aging stop you from living. Instead, let it push you to live even more deeply, more fully. Mortality is a reality, yes, but it doesn't have to be a burden. It can be a guide, a reminder. It can teach you to let go of grudges, to forgive, to love fiercely. Because you know that time is precious, and you don't want to waste it on things that don't serve you. This is the time to live with intention, to make choices that reflect who you are and what you value, to spend time with people who matter, to do things that make you happy, that make you feel alive. Your health may change, but your spirit, your purpose, that's within your control. You can choose to live each day with strength, with resilience, with gratitude. And in the end, that's what matters. You may not be able to stop the clock, but you can make every tick count. You can live each moment with meaning. And that's a powerful way to face the future with purpose, with gratitude, with love. 5. Inner peace and fulfillment. As you get older, peace becomes the goal. Not just a nice thought, but the goal. It becomes something you need more than ever. When you're young, peace isn't something you think about much. You're busy with achievements, with goals, with proving yourself. But as time passes, you realize something: success, status, those things don't bring real peace. For many people, this is a hard lesson. You spend so much of your life running, chasing. Then you get to a certain point and wonder, why don't I feel content? Why doesn't this feel as fulfilling as I thought it would? The answer is simple, yet difficult to accept. Peace doesn't come from outside. It doesn't come from anything you can buy, achieve, or win. It's an inside job. Peace is something you have to create within yourself. And that's where the real work begins. Inner peace starts with letting go. Letting go of what disturbs you, what weighs you down, what doesn't serve you anymore. This could be regrets, grudges, or expectations. It's easy to hold on to these things without even realizing it. But each one is like a stone in your pocket. And the more you carry, the heavier you feel. Letting go doesn't mean you forget the past. It means you stop letting it control you. You learn from it, yes, but then you move forward. You can't have peace if you're always looking backward. Peace lives in the present moment, and that's where you need to be. Another key to inner peace is focus. Focus on what you can control. There are so many things in life that you can't change: other people's actions, the past, even certain parts of the future. But you can control your response. You can control how you choose to handle each situation. Every time you let go of something you can't control, you make room for peace. Every time you choose not to react to something that doesn't deserve your energy, you create peace. This doesn't mean you ignore life's challenges. Peace isn't about hiding. It's about facing life with a calm heart, knowing that you'll handle whatever comes your way. And then there's gratitude. Practicing gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to find inner peace. When you're grateful, you focus on what's good in your life. You stop looking at what's missing and start appreciating what's here right now. Gratitude shifts your perspective. It reminds you that you have enough, that you are enough. Each morning, take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be big. Just simple things: a sunny day, a warm cup of coffee, a phone call from a friend. These small moments, they're treasures. And when you see them as such, you start to feel a deep sense of peace. Embracing the present moment is another piece of the puzzle. So often, we spend our days thinking about tomorrow, next week, or next year. We're planning, we're worrying, we're waiting for something to happen. But in the process, we miss what's right in front of us. We miss the now. Inner peace lives in the present. It's not in the future, and it's not in the past. It's here, in this very moment. When you learn to appreciate each moment as it comes, without rushing, without expecting it to be something different, you find peace. But don't expect this journey to be easy. Finding inner peace is a practice. It takes time, patience, and self-compassion. You won't wake up one day and suddenly feel perfectly calm. Peace is something you build over time, one choice at a time. Each day you'll have to make the decision to choose peace, to let go, to focus on the good, to stay in the present. Some days it will be easy, other days it will feel like a battle. And that's okay. Peace isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. One of the biggest mistakes people make is expecting peace to mean a lack of problems. But life doesn't work that way. You will face challenges. You will have tough days. Peace doesn't mean avoiding these things. It means handling them with grace. It means facing them with a calm mind and a steady heart. Peace is resilience. It's knowing that no matter what happens, you can find your center again. It's trusting that you have the strength to get through anything, that nothing can shake you from within. To reach this level of peace, you need to be kind to yourself. Self-compassion is essential. So often we are our own worst critics. We judge ourselves for every mistake, every flaw. But peace cannot exist where there's harshness. You need to be gentle with yourself, to forgive yourself. Accept that you are human. Accept that you're doing your best. Inner peace requires self-acceptance. When you stop fighting yourself, you start to feel a sense of ease, a sense of calm. Remember, peace isn't a destination. It's not something you achieve and keep forever. It's a journey. It's a practice. Each day you'll learn more about yourself. Each day you'll grow a little stronger, a little wiser. And one day you'll look back and realize that you found what you were searching for. Not in the world around you, but in yourself. Inner peace. So what's the key to making sense of life after 60? It's simple: accept that some things will never fully make sense. And that's okay. Life isn't always about answers, it's about asking the right questions, about growth, and about finding contentment in the process. When you stop trying to make everything fit into a perfect box, you allow yourself to live freely, to experience life without expectations or regrets. The things that don't make sense after 60, they're invitations to live more deeply, to explore what matters most, and to redefine who you are. Life doesn't stop at 60. It's just beginning. And the beauty of this stage is that you get to choose what makes sense to you, not to anyone else. At the end of the day, life is full of mysteries, no matter your age. The trick isn't to find all the answers, but to find peace in the questions. Remember, time is precious. Your relationships matter. Success is personal. Health is a gift. And inner peace, it's something you create for yourself. Embrace the journey with an open heart, and don't worry if things don't make perfect sense. The goal isn't perfection, it's presence, growth, and meaning.